Bitcoin is up 170% since the last expert stonkist declared it dead, and Gary Gensler's taken more L's on the chin than an OnlyFans girl. Bitcoin, crypto, morning tea. Good morning, everybody. My name's pianomattyb. That is Scaramouches. This is your morning tea. A brief glimpse into the crypto markets, where the sun's shining, where the wind's blowing. All the humble opinion of this piano. Zambone ringing. That the Fomo index has feathered down to 72 from yesterday's 75. Bitcoin dominance is 53.7%. 24-hour volume is 87 billion. The overall market cap is 1.6 trillion. Give or take 100 million. Well, it seems like we have what some legacy analysts would call an epic pump. Shit just won't stop going on, but we talked about this, so it shouldn't come as no surprise to anyone in this boutique community. When Bitcoin price action, well, she had another pump. And the price probability of this flag is, and sing it with me now. Oh, you take the pull, you slide it all, the breakout point, and then we're all on 44.8-ish. Lord love a duck, she didn't do just that. After watching my live stream yesterday, Bitcoin said, yeah, I like that idea. Let's do it. And after a quick how's your uncle tap on 41.8, Bitcoin exploded up, picking out 44.5 and has feathered back down to a time of production 44.1. Now to err on the side of safety and caution, some potential pullback price probabilities would be the 23.6% fib at 43.4 and the 38.2% fib at 43K. But just like yesterday, let's celebrate this new cute little bull flag. And the price probability of this flag is, and sing it with me now, you take the pull, you slide it all, the breakout point, and then we're all at 46.7. Now, remember that number over on the ding dong. You can see we're approaching our next level of resistance at 45K, which is wild in itself to be seen already. Now the potential pullbacks on this timeline are a little more painful. First being the 23.6% fib at 42.6 and the 38.2% fib at 41.6. But really anything over 40K at this point is utterly fantastic. Alas, we're due for a pullback, but it doesn't mean we'll necessarily see one. Quick look at the Wookiee. You can see we're carving out our record 8th green candle in a row, a feat we haven't seen since 2017, where those 8 candles gave us 150% upside, followed by a 30% pullback. Now, if we adjust those gains and losses from where we are now and history spits out some rhymes at us, that would give us roughly a 12% pullback, taking us to about 38.8-ish. But remember that bull flag playout? over on the noisy little so-and-so, the 4-hour chart. That's exactly where the Wookiee's next level of resistance is. So that's a bullish double word score on that probability. Can we hit that today, my friends? Let me know in the comment section. Would you look at that, my friends? The sun's up. It's another beautiful day here on planet Earth, a day none of us are guaranteed. We're not guaranteed these days, yet we're lucky enough to have them anyway. So get out there and knock them dead. And remember, we're playing the same game as our psychopathic elected lead. That's right, it's the long game. So zoom out and have a fantastic day. And we'll be going live right away, so grab yourself a coffee, join me for a quick one, and by all means, sing it with me now. Or on the banks of boom to spank, Bitcoin, crypto, morning tea. Hey, whoa. Another beautiful day here on planet Earth. Isn't that right, Fibonacci balls? The psycho Siamese cat, there it is, just looking in the window. Someone, please, let me in. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's 44K. We're still above it. We're still above 44K, which is amazing because I think at this point, if we were above 40K, we'd all be pretty happy. So the fact that it's 44K makes us all even more happier. Bitcoin's up 5%, while Ethereum's only up 3%, and Sol's up, wow, 10%, Lord love a duck. Bitcoin open interest on the CME nears all-time high. Wow. No surprise here. SEC wants to call Bitcoin a quote-unquote potential security in the ETF. And SEC delays Grayscale's ETH ETF decision till 2024, which is, oh my God, 26 days from now, something like that. U.S. job opening hits lowest in 2 years. Ooh, what's going to happen there in that old FOMC meeting based on those or that data? Apple market cap is now above 3 trillion. And soon, MicroStrategies will be about 15 trillion. Biden's unsure if he would run if Trump wasn't. But then again, he's not sure what a Trump is or what he'd be running for, because he died in 2019. Well, I will screw myself up there with that off-the-cuff remark about Biden. Anyhow, I saw Nico's name for the band. If we all started a band, the Noisy Little So-and-Sos. That's perfect. So what do you guys think? Hey, there's Matty. What do you guys think? We've been bullish for such a long time now that are you now starting to feel that a pullback's coming? Or do you still believe that there's more upside? Let me know. I'll be looking at these comments. My opinion is we did hit that bull flag. Let's take a look at it, actually. It's kind of bizarre, too, because, I mean, that's where we put it yesterday. Let's get Fish to help us out here. We said 44.8. We are down here. And the bull flag played out almost perfectly. We pumped up to 44.5, $300 away from 44.8. Now, the bull flag for this one, do I still have this bull flag? Yeah, there it is. Oh, Fish, you're in the way now. This bull flag, take a little down a bit. That pumps up. You take the pull, you slide it all to the breakout point, and then we're all at 46.7. So does 46.7 seem like like when is it going to stop, right? Nico, I think it's easy to think it's going back, but yet it's going higher anyway since 70% hodl. JP, I'm absolutely expecting a pull back. Terra Rooster, all the big investors with the ETF filings need to grab the coin that's left before it gets approved. They see any red candle as a steal like us now suddenly. Saxman too, I'd like the little pullback to buy more. Yeah, I do actually think with 70% hodled away on cold storage, there's not much going on. The 30%, like it's basically 30% miscellaneous whales, maybe some investors, but people aren't selling. Like those 70% that are in the deep cold storage, it becomes this loop. You know, like you don't sell, price goes up. Then you don't sell and price goes up. Then you don't sell and price goes up. So this feedback loop is just going to keep going and going and going until we have basically maybe a community of whales to dump the price. But will we see a mega dump? So when we were taking a look at that weekly, put you away for now there, Fish. Get Dust Peach is the weekly expert here. Right here is a 60% gain. Maybe I'll draw that in. Look a little more pro. Come on, I pressed marker here. 60% gain. Now, we saw 150% gain in 2017 with a 30% pullback. So just some quick math, it's 60, 12%. 12% comes down to here. We're still above. So this line here is 40K. So even a massive, historical pullback of 12% based on 150 and 30 would only take us to 38.8%. Now we'd be under 40 and everyone would think that the sky is falling, but really 38.8 is still pretty amazing for pre-halving. Now some of the retracements I was looking at on this chart, we already hit one actually. Yeah. Lord love a duck if she didn't do just that right here. 23.6, 43.4. I didn't see that. Next, further bearish pressure would be 43K-ish. 43.1, but I call it 43K-ish because it's such a psychological number to break. 43K. Then we're back into 42s. Tom DeLong, is it still 70% hodl even with the huge price increase, or is that an aging stat? It blows my mind. I think it just keeps on getting more because a lot of these people, a lot of the hodl are crazy in profit and maybe still slightly just, give or take 10%. Maybe they bought in 50 to 70. So obviously they're not selling anything right now. But that is the noisy little so-and-so, the future band, the future orchestra of the pianomattyb community. Take a look at the ding-dong here. Put you back there, Fish. Get Chucky Tweddle. So here are the pullbacks. We could see, I guess we get rid of this bull flag too. The pullbacks, if we're talking negatory, bearish, so-and-sos, 23.6. Oh, that's a rough. Can't do that. That's such a rough drawing there. It's hard to draw it straight, actually. Now I say it, I draw it almost perfectly straight. But I covered it up. Come on. Get your, where's the drawing? Get your drawings together here. 23.6, 42.6. Now, that would be under the psychological level of 43. So I think when we do get below that, we may be talking maybe some choppy bearishness. Amelia, pianomattyb, what do you think about all-time high before halving and super cycles? It's a weird one because when I think about the super cycle, I like it. So I instantly have a confirmation bias. I want a super cycle. And when we start getting to what would maybe be the top, who knows what the top is for this cycle, we'll all be wanting the super cycle more. Well, we just don't want it to stop. We don't want it to stop. So here's some of the reasons why I think it might not stop. When you have these massive hedge funds convincing and selling their clients on Bitcoin, moving them from, some sort of stock that's getting 4%, losing 10% over the year under inflation, they move into Bitcoin. Well, I don't think these people are prepared for a crypto winter like us old school hodlers are. It's like, I guess it's going to go down 70%. I'll see you in a couple of years. I don't think those people will want to do that. So is there a way that these manipulative mega whale hedge funds can affect the market so we don't see a drawdown of that insanity? Because can you imagine, this is what retired people do with their financial advisors. Something happens, the price goes down 10%, because I have a bunch of financial advisor friends. And they say the most annoying part about being it is answering the phone, because you have all these people going, I just saw Apple, it's down 1.8%. Should we move it? Right? So can you imagine the phone calls these people would be getting if Bitcoin price action went down not 70%, let's just call it 20%. They would all be freaking out. So to me, I feel like they would mitigate that bear winter if they can. But then again, until we break a 4-year cycle, a 4-year cycle's in play. It seems like every time we hit a new point in a new cycle, we start hearing this time's different. And it's so bizarre, because I find myself thinking this time's different, because I do believe it is. Nanny's coming in again. She must be going out the back door and then coming in again. I do believe that this is the bull run of all bull runs. I think we're going to see institutional Fomo. Bitcoin is going to become this zero gravity black hole where once it starts accumulating investors from the legacy zombie TradFi, so you have to understand this. When people invest in something, they tend to do a little bit of due diligence, not all the time. A lot of people just, I'll let this guy make all the money for himself and then give me a bit at the end when I retire. But most people will do a little bit of due diligence. So imagine all these people that have no idea about Bitcoin. All of a sudden, that's no one's burgling me. That's Nanny. She's coming in the front, going out the back, getting the cat, coming in the front, maybe making Duke some breakfast. What was I talking about? Right, these old school investors are going to be doing their own due diligence. So now we have that feedback loop. So imagine if you're just some normie with a bunch of money who knows nothing because someone's been doing all their money management, doing a little bit of research on Bitcoin. It's going to be so eye-opening that once that intellectual snowball starts forming and the knowledge snowball starts running down the hill, and all these people that have put money are now doing research and realizing, holy shit, this is not only the best performing asset in history, this is also the start of a revolution for humanity. And now their minds are blown. And so bingo, bango, bongo. It just keeps on going. So long story short about the super cycle, I do long for one. I feel like we may see one because of the hedge funds mitigating a potential drawdown that would send shivers up any boomer investor. So, but until that happens, I'm going to stick with the 4-year cycle. And I think it's just the safe way to go about this, because it's such a great thing to keep intact. Remember, the 4-year cycle is almost the reason why so many people get in and make so much money and so much upside, is because it has a predictability to it. It's not, if we move away from the 4-year cycle,
it's almost like well, what do we do now? And of course, as Bitcoin becomes more mature, the volatility will likely decrease and we will be more stable. But that means it's stable and less volatile because it's worth so much. It's moving like a Berkshire Hathaway, this kind of 500, let's call it a $5 million asset, just kind of chugging away. Once it gets up there, I mean, that's when we'll see likely the most diminished aspect of the 4-year cycle. Not to say that it'll be completely gone. It'll just not be as extreme. Maybe that's the best way to put it. Remember the old saying, Squeaky McGee, past performance is not indicative of future performance. True. That's where we start saying this time is different. However, the cycle, it does perform quite similar. It's just the highs and the lows are a little bit mitigated. Rubicon John, any thoughts on an all-time high range for this cycle? So I'm actually more bullish than most people. I think people, YouTubers that I watch anyway, they don't want to get caught up in the overshooting hopium. So I hear a lot of people going, well, if it's 130, I'll be ecstatic. And I'm like, if it's 130, I don't think I'd be ecstatic. I mean, I'm not going to be unhappy, but I just don't believe that we will only get to 130 with the amount of money sitting on the sidelines. So I'm thinking about a 300K, somewhere around there. And maybe that's over bullish. I don't know. But with the amount of money coming in here, the supply shock that's going to hit, and the institutional FOMO, I mean, sometimes I think 300K is low, but I'm delusionally bullish. Bruce Maya, 100 to 150K seems more likely. The Naked Canadian, aren't most financial advisors against cryptocurrency? Yes and no. So from my friends who are financial advisors, the only reason they're against it is that they can't make any money off it with clients because it's not like it's not an ETF yet. So that there's a insurance, like insured assets that they're kind of their liability and their financial ace is covered, but they can't do that. They can't say to a client, hey, go get yourself a cold wallet and go on this exchange and buy some Bitcoin. But now that it's going to be regulated in a licensed kind of insured manner that they can legally cover their ace with, now they can be for it. So a lot of my friends, they had some Bitcoin, but they couldn't suggest it because it goes against their company's values, I suppose, or their company's targets. They want to push whatever, they get a memo on the desk. We're pushing this week. We're pushing this month, At the end of the day, they're salesmen, right? And they get their sales leads from the managing sales guy. So I feel bad for them because a lot of them missed the boat on it because they were so busy thinking that, well, if I can't sell it to someone, I'm not going to get into it. And when you are a financial advisor, for these guys anyway, they get so lost in the minutia of what they're trying to sell that they forget what the name of the game is to preserve capital and create alpha, right? So in their drowning in the sea of preserving capital with these low risk assets, which they're being asked to provide, it's not like they necessarily want everyone in these low risk assets. They're being asked to provide them. They forget that there's an incredible amount of alpha to be made in Bitcoin. And that's what's going to happen too, because all these people are going to be sitting in there. Let's say they have a glorious year with their financial advisor, and the financial advisor sends them an email and says, well, Jerry Nussbaum, guess what? We did pretty well. We did 9% returns on your money this year. Applause, applause, applause. And Jesse Nussbaum goes, 9%. Bitcoin's up like 120%. And once that happens, you're going to be flooded with emails and phone calls saying, yeah, thanks for the 9%. That's great, I guess, but throw it into Bitcoin. I want all of it into Bitcoin. I want all of it into Bitcoin. Well, maybe we should, we don't want to get too crazy. Well, why would I want to put anything in anything else? Why, like, give me one thing that's closer to Bitcoin, and maybe we'll, put some in there. But until you can find that, I just want everything in Bitcoin. Anyway, that's my delusional, bullish delusion. Amelia Sama. I don't recognize Amelia Sama. If you're new to the channel, welcome. New money comes in Bitcoin. Old money sells and buys into alts. Got to wait a little more. Yeah, that's a tough one too, because I still wrestle with that. I wrestle with the amount of gains I could get off an altcoin, and inevitably Duke must be outside. Out of losing, or out of guessing, trying to time the market wrong, because Bitcoin, I have a nice little grasp on the charts. I've been watching them for so long. I feel like I'm ebbing and flowing with it. But when I jump into an alt and maybe I could probably double my money quicker here, I would say my lose-win rate is 75%. So I've just learned that the long run, I just put into Bitcoin and I'm safe and I'm happy. And I don't have to watch some alt go down 30% and then wait 6 months to get to zero. So Amelia Sama, not new, more of a long-time lurker from the time you were with BitBoy. Gotcha. Yeah, nothing wrong with long-time lurkers. Long-time lurker, first-time commenter. XRP-A11Y, they will probably cap amount of crypto for institutional portfolios, something like 5 to 10%, my guess. So last story before I close off here. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Is I was playing squash yesterday with a buddy of mine who works in a kind of a hedge fund. I can't remember what it's called. And I was asking him, hey, does any of your sales guys, your financial advisors, are they talking about the Bitcoin ETF, the spot ETF? He's like, well, what's that? He didn't know what it was. I'm like, well, BlackRock is about to be approved for a Bitcoin spot ETF, which to me, as a financial advisor, there's two worlds: the world before the Bitcoin spot ETF and the world after the Bitcoin spot ETF. And if you and your hedge fund or your financial advisors can get in before, you'll be at the tip of the market. And if you get in after, you will be on the feathers of the arrow, chasing it, maybe God damning yourself for not learning earlier about it. So I asked them, can you do me a favor? We're getting a little pump, 44.3, 44.268. I asked them, can you do me a favor and just ask your financial advisors if they've even heard of the Bitcoin spot ETF? Not only BlackRock, Citadel, Vanguard, ARK, all of them. Like there's a bunch. There's 12. I think there's 13 actually. And let me know, because to me that's a real indicator of how early we are. Like it blows my mind how early we all are. Like we're sitting here so early. All of you, myself, everyone that has been sitting here through this long bear market winter, asking yourself, what did I do? What am I doing here? Why am I still here? You have those questions. That's part of the dilemma of a crypto winter. But look at us. We're so early. We are not only the tip of that ETF, we're ahead of that arrow. So once that arrow shoots, we are all ahead of that arrow, and it's pushing us all the way up. So how fortunate are we to have somehow stumbled upon this earlier than, God, 98% of the humans on Earth? You really got to shake your head sometime and say, wow, are we not the luckiest people in the room? Let's get Duke out here. I was gonna end it there with a little mic drop, but let's get Duke out here. I can hear him there. Duke! I think he enjoys doing the sing outs more because he gets to watch TV outside, wait, in the green room, so to speak. Wahid Siddiq, love your TA, man. Been watching you since BitBoy Crypto. Thank you. Scotty Mo, good morning. Hey, buddy. Holy smokes, you got a little show and tell here. Let's sit up here. Let's try not to break that. What is that?
The Titanic.
Wow, that's pretty amazing, buddy. The Titanic, eh? Nice. Here, I'll hold it, and you can do some shout-outs.
Don't dare break it.
I won't. How about BC Alf?
BCL.
Can you hear the piano? Scotty Mo.
Scotty Mo.
Misco.
Misco.
Storm chasing video.
Storm chasing video.
Now let's swing her back down with DJ Morgan.
DJ Morgan.
Ray Run.
Ray Amon.
How about Zoe?
Zoe.
And the Naked Canadian.
Naked Canadian.
Nico.
Nico.
Blue Punk Rocker.
Blue Punk Rocker.
Emilia.
Emilia.
Sama.
Sama.
And Squeaky McGee.
And Squeaky McGee.
Bobby Freeman.
Bobby Freeman.
Retro Mike Tech.
Retro Mike Tech.
XRP A11Y.
XRP A11Y.
And how can we forget Dave Digital?
Dave Digital.
Nice deceptive chord. C sharp major 7th. You're learning well, my boy. Sing us out. I'll keep holding this, buddy.
Don't you dare break it. What? Are you looking at it?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the beautiful
We're
symmetry.
playing the same game as our psychopaths collected our leads. That's why it's a long game. Put him out and have a fantastic day. I wonder banks are boon to spend Bitcoin, crypto, morning tea.
Nice dramatic
Bye,
pause there, buddy.
everybody.
Cool. Great.
Go caught my Titanic.
Great singing, buddy. His pitch is like a razor's edge. It's unbelievable. Yeah, he says. Take care, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video.